Greetings, Fire Chargers, Darkblade here, and I am going to go through the Arabic words that I know. Note, this will take a while, mainly numerous parts, because, Duolingo says that I know 835 of these, but the way it counts them is weird, so I most likely know far less than this. And you'll see what I'm talking about. For example, I think that's the plural form from what I encountered, but this just dinar is the singular, but here it's counting them as two separate words. So, and I will not try to pronounce all of these. The first one is aghna, which it says means richer. This is supposedly some derivative of ghani, which means rich. By the way, the equivalent word for an is min, which means from. At least I think it is, if I remember correctly. Next is another issue. These are forms of the same word, but here it's representing them as four different words. Akun, takuni, which is like the feminine singular form of you are. Akun means I am. Takunu, which is the masculine plural you are, and then there's takun, which is either you are masculine plural and masculine singular, or she is. Note that you would not use these words in a straight indicative context, as this is indicative present tense copulas are not used in Arabic. If you wanted to say I am American, you would just say ana Ameriki. You would not say akun. You would not say something like akun Ameriki or anything like that. And if you wanted to say I am a doctor, you would say ana doctora. You would not say ana akun doctoram or akun doctoram or anything like that. It's just ana. So when have I seen these? The answer is in one of my most recent units. Describe your ideal job. That is where I have discovered this, and it is part of a certain construct about people wanting to be something. So, for example, if they wanted to say something like, I want to be a doctor, they would say, أريد أن أكون دكتورا. By the way, that an at the ending is the accusative ending, which sometimes happens in Arabic, though apparently there are also some cases where you won't find it. For example, I don't think I've ever really encountered any cases here on Duolingo. But that is the case in which you would see stuff like akun here. That would literally be I want urid. That's what means I want that. That is the un particle or something. And then there is I be that akun, and then a doctor is doktoron. So you use akun in those sorts of constructions, not in just simple infinitives. I mean indicatives. Next, light is haya. Next is bekem, which means how much. Kilo is self-explanatory. And that's one. I don't know whether to count Rani and Agna as separate words, but I will just, for the sake of making this easier to. Actually, I won't. So you have Agni, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Dananir and Dinar. 1 is Wahid, 7. Here you go, and come on in. This is a masculine plural ending. You can see that. That's the Fadlu. That's 8. The Fadli. I think that's a feminine singular ending. So still 8. The Fadl. That's a masculine singular ending. So still 8. Mara. Mara. So 9 now, which means time once or times according to what the dual machine is telling me. Then there's this Marjun Asnan means toothpaste. And Fursha Asnan means toothbrush. They give it is your tone. So now I'm at 12. And give if me is Altini. By the way, the ni ending is just the object pronoun. Arabic verbs can have object pronouns tacked on to the end as part of like the same word, with no spaces in between the object pronoun and the verb itself. And Spanish also does this at times. Then atini. This time the e vowel after the th is short. So still. Then there's atoni. I think that is masculine plural. So this is the issue. These are 2, 3. These are 4 different forms of the same word, my impression is. Yet they're being counted as 4 separate words in the dual counted. Next is shampoo, which I never hear the b sound when Duo is giving me this word, which means shampoo. Next step is guys, shabab. For example, they would this is primarily used as a form of address after ya in every case that Duo has given me this word. So now I'm at 14. Next is sabun. I'm trying as hard as I can to get the pharyngeals and the lines right. Next is smell or small. This is ra'iha, 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 ra'iha. I think now I'm at 15 or 16. Now a bunch of By the way, I can't actually practice my words as my super family membership has expired. One of my duo friends invited me to be part of their family plan, and now it's expired because they only last like 3 days. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and now the 17th word, come. Tra, trala, tralo, trali, which is, next is you give, which is feminine singular, indicative, so it's just saying a fact, not a commanding the woman being addressed to give. This is doctrine. And since I already saw it give up here, I'm not counting it. Vendor is bail. These ions in weird places are kind of hard. Price is, what is it? Seer. Next is hand, yad. Thank you is being given as Allah yusallamik. That means Allah does something to you. Get better, which was introduced in the medical unit, as was in the describe symptoms unit, as was thank you version. It's salamitek, which means you're something. And yes, you're it, but I don't know what that something is. I is ayin. And this is salamita, salamati, salamtek. You see the difference? This is salamtik, and this is salamtak. The difference is that this a vowel signifies the masculine gender, and this of the person being spoken to, while this e signifies the feminine gender of the person being spoken to. And it's the same case here. This Allah yusallamik is spoken to a woman, or is this Allah yusallamak is being spoken to a man. Next is ams, which means yesterday. And when did I learn this important word that is yesterday? Section 2, Unit 25. Describe symptoms, which is almost at the end of the course. By the way, I stopped counting the words. Open is iftah. Iftah. I'm trying to get all the H sounds right. Distinguishing between ha, ha, and ha. I don't know how well that distinction came out in the video. Next, there's for, or since, which is, I think since is the one being most, the one I've seen back in the medical unit when I encountered this, is mundu. For example, mundu ams means since yesterday. Then there's iftahi. I think the difference between these iftahi and iftah is gender. Then there's mouth, fam. Headache is sudal. Pain is alam, it seems. fever is harara. I think the word for hot is also har, so maybe there's some etymological connection. You rest or rest is tartahi or tartahu or tartahu in a slightly different sense, maybe spoken to a different gender. Then they rest is yartahu. Hu. Yartahu. Hu. Wait, that sounds too much like ha. Then there's strong, which is qawi. That. Then there's the, which is kind of like a conjunction. The conjunction that in English, which is used in these conjunctions. For example, I want to do X. That is urid an, I do X. Or can you write a book? That would be hal min al mumkin an write a book. Is it from al mumkin, whatever that means, that you write a book? And if you want to say that I have to do something, that's yajib an, whatever it is. It is necessary that I do something. Then there's what's wrong, which is mabiki or mabika. I think this is another gender difference depending on who you're speaking to. Break is istiraha. I feel or I have been feeling is ashur. Doctor is tabib, or also doctor, as you encounter at the beginning of the course. And then there's this word that means only, and the word for good or well, and kind of like a preposition is jayidan. This is the accusative form. This is the accusative indefinite form of the adjective jayid, which means good. And I hope I didn't accidentally say jayidan earlier, because the j sound doesn't exist in modern standard Arabic. It's j. Then there's again, which is mala akhra. Wait, no, it's mala ukhra. Then there's I come, which is ajib. This hamsa at the end exists. Year is sana, and you come is taja. It's tajiin. She sleep, you sleep, she sleep. You sleep is tanam. Mouse is fa. Towel is fuwat. Sheet is mula'at. And what you call a balcony, it's a shurfa. And this is the last one. I rest for today. And I rest / relax is urtah. I hope I'm getting all of these as right as I can. Anyway, that's all for this video. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to like and subscribe. Dark Blade out.